Okay, today class we're going to talk about time signature. A time signature is very important to the musician. It tells us a couple of key things that we need to know before we look at a piece of music. And what I'm going to do is show you a piece of real music right here. As you see, they're on the screen. I've got those two time signatures circled. Those are 4/4 time. And I'll explain to you what that is, but that's a key thing for the musician, and I'm fixing to explain it to you. All right. The top number and the time signature tells us the beats in the measure. So I'm going to write that up here, beats, and I'll just put a slash measure here. So the top number tells you the beats in a measure. And basically in 4/4 time, as you see, it says 4/4 time. That means we have 4 beats in a measure. Now, what is a measure? I'm going to go ahead and draw that for you here. A measure is basically the space between two vertical lines on a musical staff. Okay, and what happens is we put our beats here at the bottom, and each one of those beats has equal parts in the measure. And then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then as the next measure pops along or comes along, we just start that beat pattern over, like here. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 again. So as each measure line, which is this right here, goes by, that means we start our count all over again. So that is what tells us the beats in the measure. Now the bottom number is really key too. And let me give you an example of what I'm talking about here. So in math class, 4/4 time looks like what? 1, right? But in music, 4/4 time tells us the top number, tells us the beats in the measure. But if I take that 4 away, let me just erase this right quick. If I take that 4 away and put a 1 there in its place, that gives us 1/4. Now, how many fourths does it take to make $1? Of course, 4. So, and what is another way for us to call that? What coin is it that we use to create $1 you have 4 coins? Would be a quarter, right? So this is actually, so the quarter note would be the one that gets the beat. So, and for the way the quarter note looks, it looks like this right here. All right? The filled-in note head with a stem. So that's our definition of a time signature. Just remember that the top number tells us the beats in a measure, which is the space between the two vertical lines, okay? And then our bottom number tells us what note gets the beat. So every time you see 4 at the bottom in a time signature on a piece of music, that tells us that the quarter note gets the beat. And this was what the quarter note looks like. All right, quarter note looks like that. And that's Q-U-A-R-T. That's how you spell it. E-R. Okay. Quarter note. So that's our time signature lesson.